talk about what happens before you close on your home. Immediately, you want to seal the deal with a buyer, or in some cases, you want to seal the deal with a seller. Being on the hunt to find that perfect buyer or that perfect seller can be exhausting. But once you do that, you're going to have to come up with terms. So you negotiate the terms of your contract. So whether you have an agent, or whether you're for sale by owner, or whether you're an agent yourself working for a client, the terms is how this whole process starts. So that negotiation is key. Whether you're talking about the purchase price, due diligence, inspections, seller contributions, anything, even the closing date, who you're going to use as the closing attorney. All of these things are part of the negotiation. And once you all have a meeting of the minds, then you create what's considered a binding agreement. And that binding agreement is binding on the buyer and binding on the seller. So this all happens at the start and before closing. Let's talk about what happens now that you have a binding agreement. The binding agreement is what we first get to start our process here at the closing law firm. Once we receive the binding agreement from you, we're going to reach out in some form or fashion, most likely by email or a phone call if needed. We're going to tell you about our processes. We're going to tell you what to expect. We're going to tell you how to send us earnest money and tell you everything in between if needed. Our closing team takes your contract, we parse it, we review it, we cross every T and dot every I to make sure that when we put your contract into our system, that it has all of the specifications and the detail of your negotiated agreement. That agreement is what we use to guide our process. If you have a lender or if it's a cash deal, these things are really pertinent as to what steps we first take. Once your due diligence is completed, once your appraisal is done and all inspections have been complete, we will then get a notice from your lender that the deal is moving forward. If it's a cash deal, you let us know. Hey, I'm done with my inspections. We have sealed the deal. At that point, we start with title review and title examination. We work with people who have boots on the ground, who go to the courthouse, people who go to the city, municipality. They're looking at liens, they're looking at judgments, they're looking at mortgages. They're even looking to see if you're on the terrorist list. So these are the things that they have to find out. We have to get some information from you to complete that process. So we'll have forms that we'll send you to complete. Our process is pretty seamless with that. And once we get that information back from you, we can then do what's called a title review, title check. We are clearing any liens, any judgments to see if there are any matches. If there are no matches, or if there are matches, we get payoffs. These payoffs are essential to what goes on your closing statement. Once that closing statement is generated, we provide it to all parties. We give you an opportunity to review it carefully. Let us know if there's anything that is out of order. We wait to hear back from you. If we don't hear anything, we're off, we're sailing, we're ready for a smooth closing. So, smooth closing means getting to the closing table. Once everybody's there, we walk you through the signing, get the documents signed and meet the lender's specifications. We wire the money to make sure that you have what you need, that we pay off any loans or debts at closing, and then we record the documents. So all of that is a part of what we do in the closing process, but once everything is paid and recorded, then the closing process is complete.